Hi, friends. Happy holidays. Happy third day of Hanukkah, I think. Curious to know what y'all are up to today. So it's December 27th, and this is what's known as Lego Build Day. Lego started to try and create this as a thing that happens after Christmas so that people who are getting their Christmas or Hanukkah gifts that are Lego could have a specific day to build them. And of course, they did that for a couple of years, and then they didn't really promote it this year. But I still like the tradition, and it's something that makes a lot of sense to me. So I've been spending time the last couple of years building some things. So as you're joining, I'd love to hear in the chat what types of things you're building today, if you are. Also, let me know in the chat if you're hearing any echo. I'm not sure if the sound is working the way that I want it to, but it's hard to tell. So what I'll be building is the new Lego Botanicals Pretty Pink Flower Bouquet. It's set number 10342, 749 pieces, and this will be $60 available January 1st. So right around the corner. This is one of the sets that I got from Lego for review. And before I jump in, I wanted to share one of the things I'm loving about these floral sets is they've added this little kind of note section at the top, because they know that this gets gifted a lot, or these types of sets. So it's a nice little way that you could write somebody's name on it without actually wrapping it. So fun if you're gifting one of these for Valentine's Day or someone's birthday or something and didn't want to actually wrap it. You've got a little gift tag type thing. So I'm going to add in my other screen. Let's see. All right, and can I rotate this? I'm not sure if I can rotate it. So we'll do this. Here we go. Good stuff. And I'll be building right here in this space. I'm using the trays that we've used forever for sorting, which is super nice. So I've got bag one in here, and we'll dive right in. These floral sets are so pretty, and I love all of the different ways that they use really clever NPU. So nice part usage to go ahead and build together floral sets or flowers. So it says, elegant by nature, when we design a Lego floral arrangement, nature offers us a cornucopia of colors, plant species, and scents for inspiration. Styling pastel and vibrantly colored blossoms with elegant evergreens, we experimented with new techniques and creative uses of Lego elements to bring this lavish bouquet to life. Every detail is meticulously recreated as an authentic and artistic tribute to nature's own diverse treasures. And to show you, we've got the cornflower in this first build and the eucalyptus baby blue. So let's see if I turn it this way. Let's see, face up. So the cornflower we're going to be building, and then eucalyptus baby blue in the first bag. I also love with these floral sets how you could build it with other people and they could be building along with different bags and creating different flowers as they go. I also have a vase, and so this will be to hold the flowers as we're going, because this is one of the sets that doesn't come with a vase or a pot, as we've seen in some of the newer sets. So curious, as people join, if you want to share, again, what you're building today, as well as how your holidays have been, what you did for the holidays. Philip and I stayed here for Christmas. So back for Thanksgiving, we were visiting his family, his brother and sister, our brother and sister-in-law, and our two nieces. And that was really fun. They live out kind of in the middle of nowhere on a farm type setup. So they've got some animals, which is great. So it was nice to be in a very different environment than Austin. And that was good. And then for Christmas, we stayed here. And we hosted Philip's mom. His dad was sick, unfortunately, and so he wasn't able to join us. He's feeling a lot better, though, which is great. So we hosted her, and then our friend Marianne and her parents, and our friend Sean, all over for Christmas Day, which was great to have lunch together and share just some good time chatting and connecting. All right, this set comes with tons of these clips in white, which I was looking for these clips in white just the other day. I needed them for a Winter Village build. I think it was for attaching the arms, either the arms or the ears for the Mudang snow person, snow woman build that I did for our Winter Village. All right. So we're using, yeah, like the broken egg shape and then the wrench type piece to create the blossom. It says these little Lego bricks used for cornflower petals are actually minifigure crowns. I always think of them as eggs, like the broken half of an eggshell. But yeah, truthfully, they started as a minifigure crown, and I remember getting a ton of them during the Lego movie time frame. The set that was, what was her name? Queen Whatever Wannabe. Can't remember exactly the full name. Anyway, that set was a fantastic set. It was basically a creative brick box with some printed parts. All right, here's the flower. This is pretty. Oh, it's almost done. Not quite finished. So we top it off with the pink kind of stems. So here's the first one that we have. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's not wanting to focus. But nice and pretty. I like that. I'm trying to block the... How would this go? Okay. Thanks for being patient while I figure this out. Oh my goodness. It's not wanting to focus on it. Anyway, here it is. I like the use of that pink floral stem. So that's new in pink or bright pink. And then also all those little cornflower blossoms were on the side. So that is going to attach, of course, to a giant stem. So we're using these Technic axles. And it looks like we use 1, 2, 3, 4 of these kind of extender pieces. Using the tiny little red axles in between for the base. And we're going to build, it looks like 2 of those, I think. Or maybe just the one. It looks like there's going to be more than one. We'll see. All right, so we did the 4. Attach that in, and that makes it longer. And then we'll attach this on top. And we have our first flower. Cute little cornflower. I'm going to adjust every other one up and down just a little bit. That creates that little, you can see kind of from the side. Yeah, nice. So put that in here, and I'm going to move this so that y'all can see it. Let's see, we'll put it there. Okay, all right, the next stem for the cornflower is going to have multiple on it. That's why. So we are using these pieces, which I've only seen in regular green or that bright green before. So it's nice to see it in this darker green. But yeah, the holidays were nice. It was really fun to host. We hadn't hosted that many people all at once for kind of a traditional holiday dinner before, so that was exciting and a lot of work. Philip did a fantastic job with a lot of the planning, and we worked really hard together to make it a good experience for everyone. So hopefully it was, but I know we had a good time, which is good. It's nice to be able to have people over at our house because we spend so much time decorating, and it's so beautiful and so Christmassy, and so we like to have other people enjoy that with us too. Right. So we've got these minifigure posing pieces in black this time. Okay, there we go. So these are going to be attaching some more of the cornflower blossoms. And they're going to attach them at a fun, jaunty angle. I'm loving the colors in this floral set. It's really beautiful. And they did a good job timing it with Valentine's Day coming up. I think that'll be a hot seller like the roses were last year. So there is one other set they didn't send me for review that's another floral set that's beautiful and also comes with a larger pot. And it's more like a larger floral bouquet, like a much larger display than what we've seen so far. And so that'll be exciting to see once we get the chance to build it. I'm sure we'll end up getting it because these floral sets are some of our favorites. They're just stunning. They really are. All right, and we also get minifigure heads in reddish brown, and so we've got a bunch of those. Also the eggshell piece in that darker green color too. It's going to be here. I like how the design team for floral bouquet sets have really worked on making some less mature buds so that you get the full experience of what a flower would be like if you get a bouquet, where you've got some that are really open and some that are just starting to open. I think that's such a neat approach that they do. And the part usage, like I mentioned, really clever. So interesting. Okay, so we have more of these egg shapes. And this is going to attach here. We're going to do this, I think, twice. Yeah, so we're making 2 of these blooms like we had before for that first one. So yeah. I'm curious what these pink pieces were for before. So the ones that are in the middle of this that you see here. Let's see. Let's try this again. I've got it in the image. I've got it there. It's just not wanting to focus. Okay, yeah, it's not wanting to focus. Anyway, that piece that's in the middle, curious what that one was originally used for. I know I've seen it in other sets, but I can't place it. Okay. So attaching again in the same ways that we did before, and then finishing it off with that pink flower stem. So the top one's going to go on top here. And then we'll do a second one. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and add to the chat what it is that you did for the holidays. If you had any super fun hobbies or things that you do every year with family, it'd be great to hear like what traditions you have. As well as, were there any gifts that you gave that you were really proud of or excited for someone to open? And or did you get anything that you were excited to open? So one of the things I gave to Philip that I was really excited for was there is an artist that does glass art. So they do that kind of melted glass art where there's different, it's very much like mosaics, I suppose. But it's queer art and really beautiful. And so we've both followed this account for a long time on Instagram, and I was able to surprise him with a piece of their art, which was really fun. And then for our friend Marianne, we got the Mona Lisa, and I'm going to build it with her, which I'm excited about. She loves to build Lego with us, so it's not really a hobby she does on her own all that often, but she enjoys building it alongside us. So excited to get to build that with her and share it with y'all too. So I'll do a little review of that set too. Excited to experience it because we haven't had a chance to yet. And then our friend Sean, we got the wildflower bouquet. So excited to build that with her as well. I think what we're going to do is have like a build party so that we can make sure that the builds happen. All right. So this is fun that it's got the trio where there's the immature bud that hasn't bloomed yet, and then these two that have bloomed. And I like the way that they're kind of angled together, and they'll connect on a longer stem too. Okay, so we've got these dark green leaves. Oops. There we go. Okay, and here's the final build there of the top of this one. You can see it up close here too. So I like the use of those minifigure posing pieces to create that at an angle. And then this one is going to attach just to one stem, and it's going to be a little bit shorter than the other one. Actually, it might be taller because of the length here, but the length of the stem itself is a little bit shorter. All right, so we're done with the cornflower blossoms. These are really pretty. And next up, we will move on to, was this eucalyptus? Is that what it said? Yeah, the eucalyptus baby blue. Oh, fun. So we're getting these. I also call these minifigure posing pieces because that's what I've used them for in different sets. We've had them in clear. Now we're getting them in that sand green color. So this will be useful. Looks like we're going to build two of these too. Also, one pro tip with these pieces, you'll notice the plus sign in the middle. And the plus sign, depending on, let's say if this part is pointed down, you notice the plus sign is more like an X. If we put it down here, it's also kind of like an X. But then if we do it this way, you can see the plus sign is up and down and side to side. So you want to pay attention to how that fits in the set so that it makes sure that it goes at the right angle if you have something that's also going to stick out from that side. So I'll set the cornflowers aside. And here it shows that we're doing two of these that will attach here. All right, so as a parts pack, I think these floral sets are fantastic. You get tons of unique parts and unique colors, and they could be great for all different types of detailing of different parts of your builds. You could find clever part usage for them all throughout your Lego city if you've got a Lego city. In this one, we're getting a ton of these round 2x2s in that sand green color. We're also getting the sand green clips that match that as well. So this clip here that has the orientation where it's up and down like a C. We're doing a bunch of these. Marianne, our friend that we got the Mona Lisa for, also got two of the poinsettias and was showing me progress on the first one that she built the other day. It was fun to get texts saying, hey, look, 1 to 2 bags done and finished with the first one. That one I felt like it was a beautiful set, but the connection pieces, it's a little bit more challenging to connect. Really the leaves, not the flowers. On a poinsettia, those are leaves that are red, but it was harder to connect them than some of the other sets that I built. Some of the other floral sets I built, rather. Okay, so we've got all of these prepared on the clips, and we will clip them on. It looks like we're going to do one here. The next will be off on the left. And then we'll go back to this side. So we're kind of alternating back and forth. And I like that it's curving up this, again, what I called the minifigure posing piece. And then we'll slide those down a little bit. Do the same for this one. So you get 2 on the inside, 3 on the outside. Okay, so we have that. And these are going to attach at a fun angle here. So I mentioned the orientation of that gray, the light bluish gray piece, and needing to be thoughtful about which way the plus goes for attaching other axles and things. That doesn't matter here because we're not going to attach anything directly through, but it is important otherwise if you do have to attach something through the middle. Okay, and then this one is a little bit taller, so it uses 3 of those connector pieces. Okay. We have the eucalyptus baby blue. That is so fun. So together, these look really nice. I like the colors. Okay, let's move on to bag 2. Bag 2, we are building the elder. It says deciduous elder shrub species vary globally, but most produce delicate white flowers and dark purple berries. Both are popular flavors in food and drink, which I know we've had elderflower drinks before, so it's always fun to see the Lego version of what those things would look like. All right. Bag 2, I'll move the flowers out of the way again. Let's see, can I have them on the screen with us without it being on my face? I can't. And that's okay. Let's look at different layout options. I think we'll stick with this one. Okay, so now we're getting a bunch of those connector pieces in dark bluish gray. And it shows we're making 2 of these elders. They look a little bit like they're going to have a lot of kind of like what you use baby's breath for, so to fill in some of the gaps in the areas. So we'll add some nice foliage to the back, but it's not necessarily adding a ton of color beyond greens. A little bit of blue with that like aqua color. So the gift I was most excited to get was my Nintendo Switch. I had shared on Instagram about how excited I was to start playing the Animal Crossing games on iPhone. So there's one game that was called Pocket Camp, and I started playing it in August. And the week after I started playing it, they sent an announcement saying that they were discontinuing the game. I was really disappointed, and so I thought, well, I'll just play this as long as it's here. Come to find out, they were discontinuing it so that they could make a paid version of the game. So they do have a paid app now for Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. And but yeah, over the course of 3 months, I built out a camp, and I loved it, and it was so much fun. And as I was sharing little updates and building some of the Lego Animal Crossing sets, I had people tell me, you know, you need to be playing on a Nintendo Switch. It's so much fun. And so I mentioned I don't have one. And everyone said, ask Philip for it for Christmas. So I did, and he came through. So it's been fun so far. I just set it up yesterday, and that was nice to start to experience what it's like to be building at a camp in that format. The quality is far superior to the iPhone app, of course, which makes sense because it's not a simple phone game. And it's much more complicated, which I like. So, and it's not necessarily a challenging game. I mean, it's more that some of the things that you do, there's more complication in it than it is in the version of the game on the iPhone. So I'm looking for tips from anybody who is a Nintendo Switch connoisseur. I know it's been around for a long time, for many years, and I know many people have a lot more experience with it than I do. So if you have some tips, let me know. All right, this says that we need 11 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there should be more in here. Here we go, 11. So one more? I think I need one more. All right, that should be 11. And here, they're the same height? Oh, they're the same height. They both are 11 already. Okay, I got the base of these stems. So this part of the floral sets does feel a little repetitive, the stem parts, even though they do a good job changing it up for each one. There's always a little bit of repetition because it's just stacking things on top of each other. That's okay. The end result is still beautiful, and that repetition is necessary given the parts that we have within Lego, and the really clever part usage that the Lego group puts together, or the designers put together. So I'm okay with it. I like that at least for all the different flowers, it's a little bit different. And I like how, like in the rose sets and stuff, they've got some that curve at the top and some that go straight up to give it a little bit of visual difference too. Right. Hi, friends. Welcome. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining. So I'm building set number 10342. It is the floral set, the floral bouquet set, the Pretty Pink Floral. So this is the new one that's coming out January 1st. Or one of the new ones. There's a number of new ones that are coming out. All right, we are using cherries. So lime green cherries. This is fun. It's a little bit different than I've seen on floral sets before. I don't know that I've seen the use of cherries in a floral set. Is that true? I'm trying to think if I have. Maybe not like this anyway. It's nice because it creates a very delicate, like, floral piece. Actually, I think if you had these in white, that could be a beautiful use for, like, creating baby's breath. Okay, so we're doing 6 of these because I'll need 3 for each stem. Lots of repetition. This says, the unopened elder buds here are built using classic Lego minifigure cherries. That is so fun. And yeah, the round elements of these cherries, it does look like an unopened blossom or an unopened bud. That's cool. It's a good color. The color theory behind these floral sets is fantastic. Okay. Hi, y'all. How's it going? Welcome. We are building out the Pretty Pink Floral Bouquet for a Lego Build Day. I'm curious if you're building along, what you're building today. Yeah, these little cherries, it's so fun. All right, one last one, and then we'll assemble these. I like that we're getting this floral stem also in a different green with that sand green. Okay, so place one here at the tip. And then now we're just using regular, oops, there we go, regular leaf parts. Oops. I always find too with these floral sets that they're a little bit delicate. When we were at Lego House back in 2018, they had a build section that was in the yellow area, which was all about emotions and emotional learning, where they had pieces to build flowers, no instructions, you just kind of free build. And as you're building, it crumbles in your hands because they're really fragile and it's a frustrating process. And that was intentional. They wanted it to be an intentionally frustrating process because then the play agents would come over and chat with you and talk you through, like, how's the experience going? And kind of help you navigate your emotions as you're going through. And I loved that. It was such a clever concept. So smart to be thinking about adding in a little bit of frustration and how that frustration is actually something that you can live through. It's a good thing. And learning how to navigate your emotions can be challenging, but important in your own growth. So, all right, so we attach those here. So again, it's got that nice little soft vibe to it. Where's the camera? There we go. It's pretty. And then on the other side, we are also using the leaf pieces again, and also using those stems again, but these are going to be for open blooms. And so we're using the aqua color, as you can see here. I like to sometimes put these on by pushing the flower stem upside down into the plants. It can be a little faster that way. So I'll see if I can show you. So you flip the plants upside down, or you flip those blossoms upside down, you use the stem upside down and push it in. I don't know if it's faster. In my head it is. Okay. We have 4 done. We've got 2 more. All right. And then it looks like we're putting them in the exact same spots as we did on the other side, which makes that easy. So whenever I'm building anything where there's 2 steps, or where you're building 2 of the same thing over and over again, I often will build the first one and then using the instructions, and then I'll build the second one by memory, just to make the build process a little bit more fun. Here, I just built them simultaneously because that tends to go a little bit faster too. All right. So these now go on top. Yay. So you can see the different approaches here. Really pretty. Now we're going to build out the top that has those other leaves. Okay. And we're getting these parts in that sand green color. I think we've seen it in sand green before. I remember a really cool color of getting them in that dark blue, I believe. And that was back in the set that was the bird set that we got at the beginning of the year. So that was fun. I'd like to see them in lots of different colors because I could see lots of different applications of that piece. 4 flower sets, but in that one they were used for feathers for birds, and it'd be interesting to see what other people design with them. All right. Okay, so each of these uses, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So we got 5 there. Hello, how's it going? Welcome. All right, this is really pretty. So what are y'all up to this fine Friday morning, Friday of Christmas week? Friday of Hanukkah week as well. Happy 3rd day of Hanukkah for those who celebrate. All right, so attach that here. That's really pretty. I like that. We'll attach the next one. We have some other parts, so we'll see where those go. Okay, I think we're adding some other flowers to this. So similar build process. Okay, and then this is going to go a little bit sideways. And I like how in the instructions they show that visually for you to place over so that you can make sure that you have the angle in the right way. Very simple, but they really do think a lot about the user experience, and I like that. All right, and then that will attach, looks like down here. So this will be what one final one looks like. Gosh, that is beautiful. It's really, really cool. Okay, and we'll put this in here. We'll get the flowers as I finish out this other one. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. There, yep. So this one I was able to do from memory. Just cross-check your work. Okay. So we are done with bags 1 and 2. All right, that is really pretty. I'm going to show you the bouquets that's coming together. Here's what we've got so far. It's nice. All right, bag 3. We are going to be building a rose on a blue daisy. I like that this rose, it looks like, is in a similar way, but slightly different than the last sets that we got. They now have created I don't know, 10 different ways to build a rose. And each looks a little bit different from the others, which is fun. Yay, and this one we're also getting, ooh, a new part. So I've been excited about this one. So you can see it here. It's like a new flower part. Trying to get it to focus on my hand. Yeah. So that's a new piece in here. And then also, where is it? This piece that we already saw in the Wicked sets and the Wednesday sets. Also in the Botanical Garden set, which I think this one is one of my favorite new molds from this year. All right, so we are building out 2 roses that are going to be the same, so we'll build 2 at a time. Okay. Remember the first time that we got the first floral set, I built it out and I loved learning how to build the flowers, the roses in particular. I was really excited about that. And I went to Bricklink and I found as many colors as possible of the pieces so that I could make them in different colors, and was surprised actually at how few I could make given the parts that were available. I didn't realize there were so many parts that didn't come in certain colors at the time. But I built some black flowers in orange and I think dark red and red, and was really happy with them. And now since then they've built and designed such beautiful roses in different ways that I'm like, yeah, those were good, but these are fantastic, so much better. Okay, it says our Lego minifigures like flowers too. This little flower, originally designed as a small peony, now forms the center of a rose. So again, that's this one in the middle, and that's what we saw in those other sets that I mentioned, the Wednesday set, the Wicked sets. So pretty. So I've been surprised to see that we haven't yet gotten another buildable figure like we got for Wicked and Wednesday. I assumed that those are the start of what we'll see as many, many more in the future. And I know it's only been one other wave since then, but I kind of expected to see some coming through. So I guess we'll see later in the spring. Curious if any of you got those sets, and if so, what your thoughts are on them. I loved them. I didn't expect to love them, but I loved them. They were so much fun. So much fun to build and so different than what we're used to. Okay. So we're flying through these roses. We're using the pieces that go over tires on cars in that pink color. I like that we got it in the pink. It'd be nice to see someone take that and build a pink car. That might be a fun mock to do, is to build a pink Cadillac. Oh, how many of you remember, I can't remember what the product was. Was it Mary Kay? And they would do the pink Cadillacs for the sellers who had gotten to a certain amount. All right, and then it says the central spiral of petals in this rose is built from Lego cartwheel arches, which we already knew. And I love how satisfying it is to kind of fold these over on each other and see that final spiral. So cool. So pretty. And then here we have these shoulder pieces from Bionicle. I think the only time I've ever used them, because I didn't build Bionicle before. I think that was during my Dark Ages. So the only time I used them was with some of the buildable like Star Wars figs. Okay. So nice. All right. And then also that spirals too. Gosh, these are just beautiful. Just beautiful. Really impressive. Yay. I'm guessing we are going to get some thorns in these roses because we did attach a little Technic pin in the side here. All right, there's the second blossom. Just stunning. Okay, oh, we're actually attaching this guy. I like having this in lots of different colors. We've got a few this year. So dark green, I don't think it's new to the set, but it's nice to have it in dark green as well. Yep, just as I thought. So we've got these little kind of dinosaur teeth. And that'll be used as the thorn. Okay, and then we have this that attaches on the other side. Yay! Okay. Now that's great. Like, nice finish detail there. Do another thorn. Ah, so only one flower has that piece. I just realized we're done with the duplication, so we're not doing it twice again. Instead, this second one has 2 thorns on it, but no other leaves, which is kind of a mess. I think it should have had another leaf, but it's okay. All right. Hi, friends. Welcome. Happy Lego Build Day. What are you building today? All right, so we have one done. And the other one. Yay. We'll put those in our bouquet, and I'll show you where that's at now too. It's so pretty. Right. We'll move on to, oh, looks like one more step that I missed is to make one of the roses taller using the attachment pieces. So this guy that has the leaf gets to be a little bit taller. Okay, yeah, that helps add a little bit of visual difference. Okay, we've got another thing. So this says, this little tripod element was meant to help LEGO minifigures steady their cameras. Now it holds a little bunch of blue daisies. We're building 2 of these blossoms. These are, was it cornflower blossom, I think is what it was called? No, blue daisy. That's right, of course. So let's dive right in. Just a moment. All right, working on these pieces for the blue daisies. Again, this is using that new part, which is really cool. And that new part, we're also going to top it with this piece that was used as the hair in one of the Minions sets. The colors are perfect. I like this like cornflower blue. This is the same blue that was in the, oh, what do you call it? The Vespa set. I love that we're getting it in more things too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So we have 8 total. And then these are going upside down with minifigure posing pieces again. So, yep, need to make sure that I'm putting them upside down. I put it in the wrong way there for a second. But that way, when you attach it here, you've got 3 that go off to the sides and then 1 that's kind of towards the middle. I also like, as you're doing this, with the minifigure posing pieces in particular, that there's different ways that you can twist it and rotate it so that everybody's flowers look a little bit different from each other, which makes it look more natural. I like that it doesn't look so super symmetrical and perfect in every way. Okay, so here's one of the blossoms that you can see. Got it here. Looks nice. And a clever use of that tripod part. I think I've only ever used that as a tripod. That's fun. All right. So yeah, so yesterday I got started with Animal Crossing and began to build out my island. There's not much on it yet. And there are really only 2 islanders that are there with me, or 2 visitors there with me. And then of course, Tom, Timmy, and Tommy Nook are there. But I'm excited to go and visit it again today and see what's changed. We also started making Blather's Museum. And by that, I mean I just created the area for where it'll be. I'm a little concerned that maybe I did it too close to other things. We'll see. Okay, this says 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5th one. All right, so I like that these stems have a little bit of texture to them, that we're using these parts that, I don't know, I like to call them barbells. I know that's not what they are, but that's what it seems like. But that adds a little bit of fun variation to it. Little texture. All right. We are done with bag 3, or almost done. Let's see. So we'll top these off. 1 and 2. And we have the next flower. Look at those, y'all. So pretty. Yay. I'll put them in here too. Whoops. Knocked off this blossom. Let's do this and flip it around for you to see. There's the full blossom so far, or the full bouquet so far. Next up in bag 4, we are doing the Canterbury bells and the Persian buttercup. So the last parts in this set that we've got, or the last flowers that we have, will be the Canterbury bells, the Persian buttercup. Let's do it this way. Here we go. So you can see that's bag 4. When we jump ahead to bag 5, it's going to be the water lily dahlia. That's beautiful. In bag 6 will be the boat orchid, which is by far the prettiest, I think. In the boat orchid, it looks like we're getting a new leaf piece. So you can see that here. So that'll be nice. It has a little bit of a kind of a fold in the middle of it. In the Persian buttercup, actually, let's just look at the pieces in the bags. So in this bag, for bag 4, the Persian buttercup, we are getting a bunch of those axes in the new reddish orange color, which I think is so pretty. I love that color. So that'll be really interesting and unique. New print color. In the next bag, bag 5, where we were building out the, what was it called? Let's see. It was called the Water Lily Dahlia. That one is going to have, is that what this is for? Oh, never mind. Bag 5 also finishes out the Persian buttercup. So I was going to say we also have those same axe pieces in that like lighter orange yellow color. Actually, that's just orange. I'm used to the new colors, but yeah. So that'll be nice to see. So new pieces there. Hi, Zuzu. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Doing dishes while watching. Awesome. Thank you. I love this sweater. So this came from Box Lunch. And it's got fun little Mickey. Whoops, there we go. Mickey and Minnie on it, and they're skiing and really cute. And then underneath I've got the gingerbread shirt that we got when we were visiting London. We don't get those in the United States, so that was fun to have. So yeah, lots of new parts that are coming through, or new part colors coming through in these next builds. So we'll get started on this one. Dive right in. And this, again, we're building the Canterbury bells that you see here, and then the Persian buttercup you'll see here. Zuzu, did you have a nice Christmas or holidays? Do you celebrate Christmas? We had a lot of fun. And yesterday was a little bit more relaxing, which is nice. Today will be a little bit more relaxing too. We went to see Mufasa last night. Oh, nice. Blues are you go to? Nice. Good stuff. Yeah, it was good. It was really nice. So we hosted Philip's mom. His dad was sick, unfortunately, so he had to stay home. But we hosted his mom and our friend Marianne and her parents and our friend Sean on Christmas Day. So it's the first time that we were hosting kind of a big holiday meal, which was a lot of work, but a lot of fun. They were all great, and they all brought different sides and things to add to it. So yeah, it was good. And then, yeah, like I said, yesterday was nice and relaxing. I set up my Nintendo Switch, which was fun. So that was my big gift that I got from Philip this year. Yay. When I finally finish off the Christmas goodies, I have to return to a healthy diet. Oh my gosh, right? This time of year is really tough on the waistline. I was really thoughtful about my eating habits and stuff this year, and made some good progress, and all that progress is gone. And that's okay. I'd rather enjoy the holidays and enjoy all the food. So that's a big part of the fun. Okay, these are pretty. So I like that in white. So I've seen it in pinks and blues. I don't know that we have it in white though. And by we, I mean us in our house. I'm not sure. But other people. Oh, it looks like here's another cool new part. So I've seen this in some other sets as well. But yeah, here's another new piece. Oops, there we go. And Nintendo's the only video games you play. Hopefully you have or will get a Zelda game. Ooh, fun. Nice. I'll have to look into the Zelda game. So far what I have is Animal Crossing, which is the core reason I wanted this. I started to play the Animal Crossing game on iPhone. It was fun. But yeah, that was the main reason I asked for it. And then Philip got me 2 other games. So it came with Mario Kart 8, which I just downloaded but haven't played yet. And then The Grinch he got me, and we started to play it yesterday, and it was fun. So it was cute game. Did you say yes? We went to see the new Lion King film. Honestly, didn't love it so much. I'm sure everybody has their own opinions, of course, but it just was not my thing, which is sad. I usually love musicals and animated films and these live action, which Philip and I joked about, like, can we call this live action? Is that what we're saying? Because it's not really live action. I had asked him if if they would consider that as like a contender for best animated film. I don't think it should be, and I don't think it will be, but more what I meant was like, is that the category that it would go in? Because it's not truthfully live action. But yeah, I was disappointed. I felt like it was a story we didn't necessarily need. And I don't normally feel that way. I'm not normally that critical about movies, but yeah, that was my thought. You want to watch Nosferatu? Nice. Yeah, we saw the signs for that in the theater, and Philip said, "Hey, you want to go see that instead?" Because he's excited about it. I am not. I don't like spooky all that much. He does, so I'm sure he will see it. He might convince me to see it. We'll see. But all right. Okay, so here's that blossom. Are those, oh, I forgot the little middle piece there. All right, so that's one. We'll set that one aside. Then we're building the next one. So Zizou, do you like the, is it Zizou? I apologize if I've got the pronunciation wrong. But do you like the floral sets? Is that something that you like to build? I've really been enjoying them across the last handful of years. They've been really fun ones to have on display in our house, and all of our friends, when they come over, always say, "Oh my gosh, those look like real flowers." They really love them. They've been great gift ideas too for people. So, and it's been a fun way to get a lot of our friends who aren't Lego builders into Lego building. Yay, we finally get to use this new piece. So it says, one of the characters from the Lego Dreams line is used here to represent a small campanula blossom. So this was from the Dreams line, I think, when we got this printed piece first. Or not printed piece, this mold. So do 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and then we get a bunch of these eggs that we've already had in this color. So not super exciting, but will look good there as unopened blossoms. Of the floral sets that are coming out, this Pretty Pink Blossom was the one I thought was the prettiest and was most excited for. And then the other one that I mentioned earlier I didn't get for review, but we will be buying for sure, which is the one that comes with a full built structure to it as well. So I wish all of the sets came with vases. And I think that honestly, at this point, Lego could build and sell a floral vase by itself, and people would be so happy. Kind of surprised they haven't done that yet. And also, there's so many sets that they have that you could put in the different vases that each person's would look different. So again, I think it's a missed opportunity, but maybe it's something that we'll see coming down the pipeline. All right, and this will stack on top here. Okay, this is gorgeous. Is that how that goes? There we go, it clicks in. Yay! All right. Okay, yeah, that is really pretty. And then we've got the stem, of course. We've got a stack of dishes to do as well. A lot of the dishes that we use at Christmas time are hand wash only, at least for the hosting responsibilities. And so we did a lot of the dishes, but we've been slowly making our way through them all. And Philip did a lot of them this morning, which I had said I would do after this live. So that was really nice of him. Okay, here is the blossom or the bouquet so far. Yay, I like this one. I think my favorites are the roses, of course, and then I really do love that new piece that we got here on these blue guys. That's really pretty. Okay, so now we're moving on to that one that uses the axes, the axe piece, printed in this reddish orange, and then in the next bag in that regular orange. I'm always excited to see how people will take these massive parts collections and build something totally different out of them. You do really like florals, but you have such limited space that you don't have many. That is totally fair. We are rapidly running out of space. And we have all the floral sets right now, I think, are tucked away in our guest bedroom on a shelf because we don't have other place for them, specifically during the holidays because we have all the Christmassy stuff out right now. Okay, it says the steering wheel designed for large-scale Lego cars now constructs the center of our Lego flowers. The minifigure axe head was introduced in 2005 for the Lego Vikings line. Interesting. Bird of Paradise is your favorite so far. Might buy the Lucky Bamboo. The Bird of Paradise was an incredible build. That was so fun, and one that Philip and I bought a long time ago when it first came out. It feels like a long time ago. I guess we were living in this house, so in the last 3 years. But yeah, that's one that I think has the best display value for sure. It also takes up the most space. And yeah, Lucky Bamboo, I also just finished building that before Christmas for review, and it's really pretty. I need to do a quick video to show all 4 of those sets together. Okay, so we're attaching all those around the outside edges. We're going to do another row. Looks like we're doing 18 total, all connected just to these steering wheels. So it's going to be quite full. You try to stick mainly to castle fantasy items, D&D, Zelda, Elves, Lord of the Ring, etc., but venture into Botanicals, Speed Champs, and others. So the Speed Champs, we're going to get a ton of F1 stuff this year from what it seems with the new partnership. I think it's going to feel similar to what we saw with all the space stuff this year, where we see it across all different lines. I know that we're getting those Super Mario sets that are Mario Kart themed, and I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what other themes get some type of racing car line of sets. When the modulars in Creative 3-in-1, yes, the 3-in-1s are always great. They're really beautiful. We got a few of those for review too. I don't think we got the dragon, which of course is the one that I would be the most excited about. I feel like when they send me review sets, they send me the ones that they're like, we know he'll really like these, but we also know that they'll go back to the store and buy some of the other ones that we won't send. They know me well. Regardless, I'm always so grateful to get to review any sets. It's always really fun. Okay, so I think, is that 1, 2, I stopped counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'm missing one more. 18. Here we go. That's the last one. All right. Yeah, that is quite full. And the modulars, this is the first time I've ever gotten a modular for review. Oh, I did one too many. Did two too many. Let's see. There we go. Okay, and then it shows to fold them down towards each other. Anyway, the modulars we love, and this is the first time I've gotten a modular for review before it's out on shelves. And so I've been working my way through the build of the Tudor corner, and it's really, really beautiful. But yeah, it is a little bit of a slow process. Also, we get those review sets like right before Christmas, and it's such a busy time in general. Again, not complaining. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to get to review sets, but like this one, they said we could review it as of mid-November, and it arrived early December. So it arrived after the date that I could have shared it, but then also at a time where it was just so busy. So held off on it and thought I'll do one of them for Lego Build Day. And it's been really fun. So thanks for joining. Do you, of the modulars, which are your favorites and or which ones do you have? We don't have a ton of them. We're getting more over time, but okay. And now we're going to be using the orange. Looks like we're using 8. So I need to watch what I'm doing so I don't mess it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tudor modular looks so good. You didn't buy the last 2. Fun. So I did get the last 2. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't get the museum. I got the 2 before that. My favorite that we own is probably the bookshop. That one very much fits my vibe. And then the first one that we ever got was the Palace Cinema Theater, which I got as a gift for Philip for our anniversary. So we are big movie fans in our house, and he especially loves Hollywood and movies and whatnot. And so that was a really fun one to get for him and surprise him with. All right. Yeah, okay, this is really pretty. This is perhaps the most X's ever used in a Lego flower. That's what the fun fact is for this one. Okay, yeah, that's nice. I like this. I do think I'll want to fiddle with the X's a little bit more to kind of position them in exactly the way I want to. Looks like we'll build a second one, so I'll fly through that. Hopefully, let's see. Okay. Do you have any fun plans for today after the, oh, to be clear, I like the last 2, just haven't bought them yet. Ah, gotcha. Yes. Love the modulars in general. We are, like I said, running out of space. And so in the room that's kind of just behind me here, we've got some of the blue IKEA bookshelves that I think it's called the Alex bookshelf. And that's where we use to store them. And Philip also, for Christmas, got us some lights that'll go on the inside of it. So he bought 2 just to test them out and see if we like them, and we do. And then he asked for some remaining ones from our friends, and they got him the other 2. So we'll be installing those soon, but it makes them look really impressive. We do have light kits for some of them, but not all of them. And so it's nice to at least have lights on all of them now, even if they're not installed. The Parisian restaurant is your favorite and was your first, unless the Monster Fighter house. Oh, so you got the Monster Fighter house when it was on store shelves. That's awesome. That was one that I remember seeing in store shelves and thinking, this would be so cool to have. Oh, well, I won't buy it because that was too early in my AFL days and I didn't realize what I was missing. And then I regretted it years later, as many in AFL do, and really wanted it. And back in, I think it was 2020, Philip and I started to buy it, or not buy it, started to buy all the parts that we needed for it to make our own version of it. And so we have one now. It's not the exact pieces. It is most of the exact colors. Instead of using the green regular bricks, the sand green, we used sand green masonry bricks and did them backwards so it looks like wood, the thin wood panels. And then on the top, instead of using black, we used the dark blue or navy because the black pieces in those slopes were really expensive, but we already had an abundance of the navy ones. So ours looks slightly different, but I like it. And it was a really fun experience to get to build it together. And it took a very long time because we were sourcing the parts ever so slowly from Bricklink and before the pandemic, visits to bricks and minifigs, but then it was 2020, and so like everything was shut down. So then it became only brick-linked options at the time. So you haven't ventured into light kits yet. If you ever do, you think Rivendell will be the first? Yes, I support that decision. I do support you venturing into light kits. We have one to review that I got sent from Lighttailing, I think is how you pronounce it. And we've done sets from Light My Bricks that we bought before, and from Lilico that we liked in both cases. You felt so guilty buying the haunted house. It was your first time buying such an expensive Lego set, right? Like back then, I was also working in education, and I was in a different financial situation, and it just seemed like an excessive expenditure, and I just couldn't justify it at the time. And then I regretted it later. But again, like I said, we've had so much fun. Oops, I put that on upside down. We've had so much fun building it, building kind of like our own version of it later in life when we had the time to source the parts and stuff. Okay. Come on. There we go. Smart move building your own. I'm considering building a detective office modular, but recolor version. Nice. The detective's office was I asked for that modular after we got the Palace Cinema Theater. And so Philip got that for me for Christmas one year. And then the bookshelf or the bookstore one. So we've got that as well. I got Assembly Square when I got a bonus at work, and was really excited about that. And I was glad I did, because it was the year that it ended up being discontinued after that. And then ended up getting the jazz, not Jazz Corner, Jazz Hotel, no. Anyway, the Jazz Modular and the Corner Hotel. And now the Tudor Corner. All right. So almost finished with this one. So we just have the stems left. Okay. Here is one. Put that in. And then the other one, we're going to use 3 of those connectors to make it a little bit taller. Boutique Hotel is in your backlog. It's amazing. It is amazing. Education, so I was working in higher education. I worked with college students in and outside of the classroom. So some of it was teaching leadership development programs or leadership development theory, and some of it was running leadership development programs for students. So mentor programs and teaching them leadership skills that would help them later in life in the professional world. So lots of fun. Okay, I am missing a red. I'm sure it's in here, but I'm missing a red axle. So I'll need to track that down. Oh, no, I'm not. Just kidding. I forgot that connects just like that. Too many things. Okay, so here we go. Here's more of the bouquet all together. Really pretty. And we'll move on to the water lily dahlia. Am I missing? I'm confused. I have. Oh. Yep. Okay. I'll move on to the water lily dahlia, but I'll pull these out to improve on later. I forgot to do another row of the axes. Cool. I'll take care of that later. The water lily dahlia uses the minifigure shields, but unprinted, of course, and then uses the corner pieces. That would be a great corner tile to have for floors and stuff. Love that the Parisian has the art studio upstairs and the Boutique Hotel has the art gallery. Yes, I love the connection there. And that Parisian restaurant, I remember visiting a friend's house and they had it, and I was so impressed with it and thought it was so beautiful, and really wanted to build it myself too. And so What? Am I missing a part? I think I did something. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, interesting. I think the instructions... What did I do here? So both of those use the curved piece, and then use the second curved piece. Huh. I seem to be missing a curved part. Interesting. Well, I can build the flower anyway, but yeah, I'm missing the curved version of this. Can that be true? I'm always surprised if there's ever like a missing part in a Lego set because it doesn't happen all that often. They're usually really good. Okay, interesting. I got an extra of one part. I got an extra of this part, but I did not get the curved part that I was supposed to get. Let me check this bag. Well, I may have to track that down later. Well, I'll work on the flower, the top of the flower anyway. And then I'll have to look and see. Yeah, you almost always find your missing parts, right? Like almost always, I go through and think, how is this missing? There's only been one time when I contacted Lego and then later found it. It's like, oh, that's embarrassing. But yeah, I think there's only been 2 times ever that I've experienced where there was actually a missing part. Maybe as I'm building this, it'll come up. One time it was an entire bag and I called Lego and they were really confused because they hadn't ever gotten that report before, and it was in the Nutcracker brickheads. And so I was able to give them the information that they needed to track down like where it was built and assembled, so that they could figure out like which factory and see if that was across a large number of them or not. But that was the only time ever that it was that big of a thing. And I remember them just being shocked that that was missing. And then there was one other time when I had a missing part. I have had misprinted parts. And every single time that I've ever had to reach out to Lego for customer service, they have been so responsive and so amazing, which is great. I really, really love that. I don't know if I finished my story about the boutique hotel. I was at a friend's house and she had it, and I remember looking at it and thinking, this modular is so cool. And that might have been just before we got the Palace Theater, because I remember thinking, oh, I would love to build one of these someday. And I built a handful of them. So with the Beauty and the Beast set, you had duplicates of one bag, but missing another bag. Wow. Yeah, that is really rare and random. And yeah, you were asking about education. So yeah, it was leadership programs. A lot of it was outside of the classroom. Some of it was inside the classroom. It was a lot of fun. I did that for, I was in higher ed for 12 years, 13 years, before I switched over to working at corporate. And then I moved to work at an engineering company. So, and that was actually coming out of working in engineering student life, where I did leadership programs specifically for our engineering students at the university. I'm glad they sent replacements. And like I said, they're so good about that. And I think, especially when people are new to buying Lego sets, if they find something that's messed up, they complain, but they don't think to reach out to customer service. And so I always like to remind people, reach out. They're super friendly. They're super helpful. They don't question you on it. They trust you and believe you, which is great. And they're very kind and very quick to fix it. So they like to know when there's an issue, because they like to fix it for future customers too. One huge misprint that I had was on the Orient Express. The bricks that came that said the Orient Express, it was like all weird printing that was, clearly the printer had gotten off. And so it printed it in a weird way and had these weird bumps and things. And so that was something where I was like, hey, can can you send me a new brick here that's printed right? And they did right away. All right, so we are clipping on a ton of these. There's 8 total on this section, and then we're going to do another row that has another 8. But that'll make this water lily look just like a real water lily, or as close to it as Lego can get. Zizu, did you work in education, or do you have a connection to education? I feel like there's a lot of educators here in the Lego, or in the AFOL community. Which modular was your first to build? Oh yeah, the Palace Cinema Theater. It was so fun. I got it for Philip for our anniversary, as we had just returned from a trip to LA. And when we were in LA, we visited the Grauman Chinese Theater, and it's modeled somewhat similar off of it. So yes, just an incredible build experience, and just a fun memory, because getting to build that with Philip was a lot of fun. So let me count these real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so one more. 3, yeah, one more here. Really tightly packed in here. Oops. Here we go. So yeah, Lego created Build Day a couple years ago, and we're trying to make it a tradition. And it's become a tradition in our house. We're on the 27th. I build something fun, and they stopped promoting it this year. So there's no big promotions about it that I saw, but I decided I'm still going to do this anyway. It's been a fun thing in our house to get to do, so why not? So curious if you're celebrating Build Day today. Visual arts communication, yay! Currently a sub. Okay, cool. So my friend, who's an AFOL as well in our LUG, he also does art and just became a full-time art teacher. So he was substituting last year, but he just became a full-time art teacher this year. I'm so excited for him. He would be such an amazing early childhood educator. So I'm so happy for the kids that get to learn from him. That's so fun. Do you like substituting? Or do you like teaching in general? I would imagine so, but... Okay, one popped off. It must have popped off down here. There we go. All right. And I think what I'll do is I will finish this flower and then call it a day, and finish the rest of the bouquet tomorrow. There's only one flower left, but we'll see. We'll see how long this final piece takes. I do need to fix that other one. It's going to drive me nuts. Substituting is fun, less preparation, and get to meet new people and kiddos. You do miss middle school visual arts, though. Interesting. So middle school is the age that I would not want to do, and I am grateful that there are middle school teachers that are amazing, that love it. The ages I gravitated towards were like high school and college, or the very youngest, early childhood education. Once kids get a little bit older, I find my patience goes away a little bit. So I am really happy, though, that there are great educators out there that love that age range, because that's a tough age, but a very important one. That's really fun. I would imagine substituting could have a lot of really great positives and could have some frustrations too, just like any profession, right? But glad that you're having a good experience with it. All right, I'm liking that we're getting more things in this this very light nougat color, more different parts. It's great for buildings and things. You never thought that you would ever teach middle school, but spent over a decade in middle school, and it's the right fit for you. Awesome. That's really cool. Philip's dad was a middle school science teacher for a while, and I love that so much. Such a great fit for him too. And then his mom was an educator too, and she taught earlier childhood education. And it was interesting just to hear her have opinions about like certain years liking better than others, but having it be like between kindergarten through 5th grade. Because I've usually heard people say like K through 5, and then middle school, and then high school. But she had opinions on like the difference between 3rd grade and 5th grade and kindergarten, which all makes sense for sure. Okay, so we'll clip these on. Really pretty. What part of the world are you in? Bless those that choose to teach 1st grade and younger. I have no idea how they do it. Right? To each their own. Like, I think it would be really fun to work with a youngest, like 1st grade, kindergarten, but maybe not. Maybe like 2nd grade, 3rd grade, actually. You're in Kentucky. Cool. Nice. All right. So this blossom is really pretty. It's missing the attachment piece that is going to attach it to here, and I still don't understand how that happened. I've never seen that before. Yeah, I don't understand how that's missing. So we will just attach it later. And it uses, just one on the bottom here. Okay. And yeah, this is what I have left. So like I said, I didn't do enough of the axes on those other ones, so I'll go back and clean those up. I have this extra piece that I don't need. And then this piece will attach in the curved one. So I'll have to let Lego know that was one thing that happened with the review set. And then, yeah, these last ones, I will open up the bag so that you can see these leaves because they're really cool and I want to see what they look like. I think you learned during the 72-hour live stream. Yes, I am in the US. So I'm in Austin, Texas. So I grew up in Colorado, bounced around the country a lot for grad school and afterward. Was in Miami for a little bit, in Boston and South Carolina, and then ended up in Austin. Thinking it would be a short stop along the way, but ended up staying here for 15 years. So it's been a very long time, which has been great. So I love Austin. It's a wonderful city and really fits our vibe well. And we have a great community here that we love. So it's been really good. All right, so in this bag, we are getting some cool pieces. So we've got these fern pieces where it's the single and then also the double. Oops, so the double are a little bit bigger and they have 2 studs instead of 1. And then we're getting this new leaf part that is really cool and really pretty. And that is going to build out the boat orchid. And as it's been an hour and a half, I am going to call it a day and finish this last floral piece off live. But thank you so much for joining. It was good to chat with you for a little bit. Hope the dishes are done, if not done soon, and that you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thanks for joining. You've never been to Texas, but you know that Ben's Brick Designs and a few others are in Texas. Yes. So Ben is a very good friend of mine, Ben Rollman. He is our Tex Lug ambassador. So he's a Lego ambassador for the Lug, which is really fun. And then Will, who I mentioned before, who is a school teacher now, he was our Lego ambassador for Tex Lug. And now he's the Lego ambassador for Brick Rodeo, which is the convention that we have in Texas. So the 3 of us get lunch together every few months just to say hi and catch up on things Lego ambassador related, since we all have different ambassador roles, but then also just get together for fun too. So, all right, good to see you. Take care. Love Ben, but never met him in person. You have to. So strong recommendation for you is to come to Brick Rodeo. We would love to have you. So this will be in Houston this year, or in Sugarland. So, and then next year it'll be back in Austin, like 5 minutes from our house. All right, take care. Have a good one.